So what's the start of that show? Ba-da-ba-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. You know which one I'm talking about. Yes, don't say it. I know you want to say it. Don't do it. Don't say it. Hey, if you're watching this on the rerun, thank you for being here. The comment section on the rerun part will be open, and I'd like you to actually write me a comment. It's not going to cost you anything. I think the comments are still free, but it lets me know that people are watching it. Now, if you are watching this during a live show, which is what's happening for me right now, then the comment section's not open, but the chat section is open. And the glass of water is open too. So, what a week we have had. It is an amazing week. And you know what? The most important part of the week is we have no sound. I think we have sound. Good evening, Peter. We have no sound. All right. Is my meters running? Yes, my meter's running. Refresh. Refresh your computer. Okay. So I do have sound. And just to show you, I've got sound. Here we go. Live demo mode. You get to see my whole screen. Right down there. You can see right here. Okay. So we do have sound. We'll start over again. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. It's Friday night. It is 10:01. Do you know where your camera is? You do? Okay. Well, that's the first part. All right. So here we go. We do have some people here. Do I have any changes? Yeah, I've done a few changes. Actually, wait a minute. Since the last time that you saw me, I've had a few major changes. Okay. So every Friday I've been using a different mic. So that's not a major change, but I'm using the mic that Sly likes the best when I was recording my CD sound when I was doing the Christmas CD. So this is the Stellar TZX2. So this is the Stellar X2 mic. It's a condenser mic, which means if I get real quiet, you can probably hear room noise. Let's see. Yeah, it's registering like a little blip down there. Okay, so I do have the air conditioner off. I have the fans off. So this is how I would do it if I was going to sing, "Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night." Okay, so since I'm in a singing mood, okay, let's get the other mic, which is on channel 2. And we got a birthday tonight. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. This mic's not on. We got to do that over. Okay. Nothing like doing things right. Nothing like doing things wrong when you can actually do them right. Okay. Let's try it again. We should have a little reverb in the room now. We're in the great hall. We're in the great hall of the Christmas room. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sly. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you, Sly? Hello? Oh, happy birthday to you. All right, off with the reverb, off with the mic. I unplugged it. Now we are on the Stellar X2 mic, and it does not have any reverb going on through it. It's Sly's birthday yesterday. She went on a nice big trip trip in the car. She took her whole familia. Everybody goes with her, okay? Her children, her grandchildren, they all go with Sly on her birthday. And they went on a trip far, far, far away. 1 hour? No, farther. 2 hours? No, farther. Okay. So I don't know how far it was, but she went on a trip. She took her grandkid, and that's probably the best thing for a grandma to do. Old ladies or grandmas sometimes. So happy birthday to you. All right. So let's see what we've got. We've got people in here. Let's come in and say hello. Okay. The Z8, we're going to talk about it. I know you're sick up to here about hearing about the Z8. But it still brings people in. Okay. Remember, this is a YouTube show. So when they go scouring left and right, okay, you actually do get people coming in just because the name Z8, Nikon Z8. Oh, did I put Nikon? I hope I did. If I didn't, I'll fix it later. So let's open up the chats. Oh, we got a lot of people in here. Craig is in here. Hi, Craig. How you doing? So, Craig, what did you say? I heard you asked me a question, right, Craig? Oh, what did I change? Okay, I changed nothing on this camera, Craig. Pay attention, Craig. You wanted to know what I changed, okay? So I didn't change anything on this one, but on this camera, I changed the lens. I brought out my high-powered $2,500 wedding lens. See what it says up here? Nikon G 24-70 2.8. It makes all the difference in the world. It's amazing how you could take a cheapy-weepy camera. This is not cheapy-weepy. It's almost $1,000, nine something, okay? And I was really suffering trying to tune it in last week. It just wouldn't tune in, Craig. You hear me, Craig, out there? Can you hear me? Yes, I'm teasing him, okay? He's wonderful. He's one of my friends, okay? So I decided I probably have to start saving up dollar for dollar for another Viltrox lens, okay? Because that's what Randy put on this camera. That's what Randy did that. So this show is brought to you by a grant from Randall Brander, okay? So if you give an Amazon gift certificate, which is in the link below, you will get to be the one where I say, and so has given a grant to make this show possible. Like the old PBS shows. All right, so I do have that mic on. I'm sorry, that mic. I do have that lens on there, and the camera came to life. You give it good glass. So what did I have on there that I wasn't happy with? I had a very old Nikon lens because I don't have a lot of Nikon lenses that will go on the Nikon mount for the new mirrorless, okay? But guess what? Boom. Boom, shakalaka laka boom, okay? We have a good picture. How you doing there, ZFC? No, you're not alone just because you're so far from me. I know you're the farthest camera from me in the whole room. I know you are, but I put the 24-70 on you. I've got it zoomed all the way to 70. I do have it set to 2.8. I'd love to have it at 1.8. Ooh la la, would I love to have that at 1.8. So that Viltrox lens that Randy put on this camera that you're watching now, creme de la creme, okay, is nothing as so beautiful. Look at how nice the style looks on the Viltrox lens. It just looks gorgeous, okay? Imagine how this would look on a Nikon Z8. So we're going to work towards the Z8. You and me and me and you. No, that's already a song. Okay, so Craig says good evening, and I insert a question there. Craig says no sound. Roy says I have sound. Craig says, oops, it's my fault. It actually helps to turn the volume up. By golly, I could make a whole show on that. Really. You think I'm joking, right? People will just say, I don't have sound. Your lips aren't matching. Well, they're pretty close, depending on which camera we're on, honestly. But basically that stuff gets solved by either restarting your YouTube, whatever it is you're hooked up to, or as Craig proved it to us live, coast to coast and around, it's coast to coast, shore to shore, and around the world. Craig proved to us, if you turn your volume up, you can hear it. So, my buddy Sammy, Bo Sammy, how you doing, big boy? I love you, Sammy. I love all of you guys. I'm not just saying I love you to Sammy, but I am saying I love you to Sammy. So Sammy's a friend. We talk occasionally on the phone. I love him. He loves me. And I just get excited when I see my friends come in on a Friday night. I'd rather be right here in this chair, if I can hit the armchair, okay, and spend a good hour or so with you guys, okay, and gals. Okay, so we do have a gal in here, and who is it? It is Sly. Sound is good. Oh, I was hoping for fantastic, because this is my singing. This is the Stellar X2, okay? And I use this mic when I was doing the singing. So it's over here, right where my finger is. When we get a camera that's a little bit closer, I'll do it again so you can kind of tell how far I have it. So when I sing, I'm actually probably this close, so it would be a little bit louder, but just so that I can move around and then the volume doesn't come in and out, I put it just a little bit. Okay, so you can see it. See the black part right there? That's that top little black part. That's where the mic is. So because this mic is so sensitive, okay, I had to turn the fan off. I had to turn the air conditioner off. So the only sound that you get is from my, what I call my closet fan. That's the silent fan. If I be quiet for real quick and I get really quiet, okay, because I have the fan, it's an oscillating fan. So it's actually just a hair too loud, but I put it up just a little bit because I'm not singing. Not on that mic anyway, okay? So I'm not singing. Number one, and I got the mic quite a bit away from me. Yeah, if this was Sly Show, she'd have the mic up above, okay? I use this mic. So it's got to go on this stand over there. If I want to sing a song like There's a Kind of Hush all over the world tonight, all over the world, people just like us are falling in love. I'm working on that song, so I want to do that song. And put it on my music, my singing channel. Dang, which one is my singing channel? I think it's Peter Gregg TV. Peter Gregg, Gregg, and TV, I think. And I haven't done anything in a long time. So that was Sly. She said the sound is good. I was hoping for fantastic, but good is good enough, okay? So at least it's not all right? So this is the best mic I got. They don't get no better than this one. So Roy is talking to Craig, and Craig, some other channels benefit from the sound being turned down. Yes, depending on the levels. So I've kind of figured out where I like my meters. So watch, I'm going to turn it on so you can see again in the back. Okay, this is like the private back room. Now you can see everything. You can see the comments over there. Okay, where are they? Over there. All right, you can see me in the middle. You see me, the big guy with the yellow shirt, okay? And then underneath the comments where you guys are, you could see the meter. So I have learned with YouTube for out of this room here, I have learned that when I talk, I don't want it tipping the red. No red on that meter. You see the meter? Let me put the mouse over there. Down over here, okay? So if I click the mute button, it'll mute it. And if I don't, it's live, okay? So that's the first place when somebody says there's no sound. The first place my eyes go is right there, wrong corner, down there, okay? So I could see the meter, and I could see it kind of living between the green and the yellow. That means it's not low enough where someone like Roy will say, Peter, the sound is too low. Because Roy is very critical. You just can't please that boy. I don't know what it is. So that would be the first place I would look. Okay, so this is, I think it's a double Windsor. Sly was teaching me how to do tie ties. So if it's not a double Windsor, you bring it around and you come on this side, come over. then you come around the back, go over on this side, then proceed making your tie. But you got to start really at the end. Otherwise, your tie will be short. It'll be all the way up here, and you'll look like a Three Stooges kind of a tie. So that is the sound, the lens. Oh, I did one more thing, and I'll tell you when we get to that camera. Okay, so where did I leave off? Sammy is giving me a compliment. Why, Sammy, thank you very much. Let's go back to the full screen, guys. Okay. It kind of looks better. You don't need to see the back room. Looking very dapper, as always. Yes, you are, Sammy. You're looking very handsome, and you're looking very dapper over there. God bless you. God did bless you. Okay, so that is Sammy. Simon. Okay, I am going to sleep soon, Peter. But I wanted to say hello, and how are you? I am just fine. It's Friday night. I got my best friends. There's a TV show, something about my best friends. Okay, don't remember the name of the show, but I can kind of hear the tune. So thank you, Simon. Hi to your wife and to Liam, the only kid that I know that's 8 years old. I think 9 now. He had a birthday. I have to do a video for him and sing a happy birthday. And so I think he's 9. Oh, we're approaching the teenage years. There's going to be trouble in that house. It's a-coming. Okay, you get a teenager, and you got yourself a handful. Okay, but then they grow up, and hopefully they become your best friends. So Simon says you are looking a sharp dresser tonight. Well, I've been wearing a tie for a month now. I really have. I did it for a court date, and it looked actually good. And even my lawyer said, you look quite good there. And I'm thinking, like, how bad do I normally look where these people are complimenting me? So I've been wearing a tie. This is at least week number 4 or possibly week number 5. So Woody says, I am looking hard at the Z8. Really interested in that camera. So you know what was the deal maker? Or the title of this show is Deal Maker or Deal Breaker. Okay, so everybody and his uncle, it looks at a camera and says, oh, I'll never buy that camera because of this. Or it has that, and I don't like that. So that's kind of like deal breaker vibes on the Nikon Z8. But not a lot of people dwell on the deal maker vibes. So I'm watching everybody make their little videos, okay? It's kind of like a me too. I'm going to make a Z8 video too. Come in and watch me, okay? That's what they all do. So I figured I'm looking at the different people. I love Simon's show, Ordinary Filmmaker, and the reason this is Simon, okay? He got almost 1,000 people in his room. And he might have crossed 40,000. If he did, we're going to have to do the clapping thing, okay? So he started with 5. When I got to see him, I think he had 3, 4, or 5 subscribers. And now he's bigger than me. So we have to acknowledge Simon. Simon, Bo Simons, and Simon, Bo Simon. What's the name of that? Fee-Fi-Fo Simon. Okay, so he's about to cross. So if you're not subscribed to Ordinary Filmmaker, go there and subscribe. Let's get the boy over 40,000. That's what we do. We help people climb. I'll stop singing if you go and subscribe to Simon, okay? Simon is up there, crossing 40,000. Da la la. I need a rhyming AI application. Okay, so Woody, let's get back to you for a quick second, okay? What was the deal maker for me, all right? I like it when a camera actually has controls for skin. So they have added not one. This is new territory, okay? This is new territory. So this is really important. When I saw that was it. It was the deal clencher. Well, what about the Panasonic S52? That's out over the Z8. And here's the reason, okay? The Nikons that I have now actually have a clarity slider in the menu. That's your first step towards skin control. So look at my skin. I look vibrant, alive. I don't look like I'm laying in the coffin just waiting to wink my eye at you so that you could scream and run out of the funeral home, okay? So the camera makes it come the skin alive, but look, my hair is still sharp. So the skin, it's kind of like a unique way to make the skin smoother, but keep the sharpness of the tie. Look at that. That tie, look, the tie is sharp, okay? So my eyes, they glisten. You can almost tell what color they are if I look into my eyes. So where are you? This is a crop sensor camera. Look at the picture from a crop sensor camera. Could you run your YouTube or whatever content creation you're doing with that quality? If you can't, we got to have a talk, okay? So that camera is what? $950, $969, let's just say $1,000, we'll round it out, all right? And now this guy right here that we're going to come to in a second, all right, is a Nikon Z6. But because the camera is 3 years old, all right, it works excellently, but it's down around $1,000. Go to the peanut butter and jelly sandwich site, mpb.com. Okay, so it gives you a clarity slider on the Z8, and it works both for picture taken mode and it works for video mode. I like doing this side is the picture taken mode, this side is the video mode. Okay, so it works both in this mode and that mode. And then besides the Z8 having the clarity slider, which this has, and the ZFC has it also. The Sony don't got it, but they do have a skin smoothing button. It doesn't do as good as the Nikon, but it's there, okay? But the Nikon has got the clarity slider, and it separates the sharpening level. Have you ever gone into your profile and you can change the saturation, okay? Or you can change your contrast, or you can change your sharpness, all right? So if you change your sharpness on most cameras, you get a slider. More, less, more, okay? Nikon has that. However, right under it, you can detach that and you can separate the sharpness for the highlights and the midtones, and then combine them so you can control the shadows. So you got now two things. And yes, this works in video. You're working at a clarity slider of -2 over here, -2. You're working at midtone sharpness of -1. But you're looking at the highlight sharpness, strands of hair, highlights, okay, the lighter colors, not colors, brightnesses, that is set to +2. So my hair is up, but the skin tones is down. So for an event photographer, a birthday photographer, a baby photographer, I'm getting to the big one, give me a second, a wedding photographer, okay, you would want to manipulate that crap, okay? Now, on the Z8, they've added something that's in not any other camera. It can actually isolate the skin tone color, whether you're black or you're white or yellow or blue or green, or if you had too much to drink, whatever your skin tone color, you identify the skin tone color, and then you get an additional, besides everything that I said, and this is only on the Z8. Links are down below. Okay, you can have a low, medium, and high setting on changing the, kind of like I could give myself a tan, and it looks natural on the new Z8. That's the deal maker for me. There ain't no other camera that's got that. So the the Panasonic S52, it's got some wonderful stuff, and that's the camera of my heart. My heart's desire is the Panasonic S52. That changed. Now and it went up by almost double in price. Okay. Now, I don't really need that, so there's no rush to arrive at that camera. I've got nice pictures going on using two things. My skills and you. Because I get feedback from you. And I take your feedback seriously, even though it sounds off the cuff. It might sound a little harsh, but I'm going like, what does she see? What does he see that I'm not seeing? So I will go back and look, okay? So that is what the deal maker is for me. I think it's the most important feature on the Z8. The most important feature, because the Z8, and some of these YouTube channels are almost afraid to say this, and I really don't understand why, because it's a blessing. It's not a curse. They're afraid to say that it's identical to the Z9. Is there any changes? There's a couple. If any of them are a deal breaker, it's far and few between. So let's say a person is shooting something very unique and they need 3 function buttons, while the Z9 has a function 1, 2, and 3. The Z8 only has 1 and 2. Okay? That's, I would say, probably one of the biggest changes. All right? Now, so far, the Z9 doesn't have what I told you about the skin control. All right? Now, the Z9 also cannot take off the grip. You buy that camera, you're married to the grip. Well, as a wedding photographer or an event photographer, you could be on your feet for anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. You think it's more important to have, the weight taken off? The last camera that I used in a wedding, okay, was the Nikon D800E. I had a pair of those. Those were my main wedding cameras. Now, they did have the Nikon, what was it? I think at that point, D5 or D6. And yeah, I could afford that. My weddings are between 6 and 10,000 back then. I used to be poor. No, I used to be rich. Now, nah. Okay. So the D800E, all right, didn't have the filter on it where, they put that filter to succumb and get rid of the, what is that M word that I can't think of. It's what happens when I have a birthday. All right. So, but that camera was phenomenal. So if I was going to go into the wedding business magically tomorrow morning, I would buy me a pair of D850s and a pair of whatever their highest. Back then when I have a 910 flash. And I would get lenses of what I need. I need 3 zooms and I need 3 primes. So the zooms, okay, 16 to 35 or something like that. All of the major camera brands have that. So Nikon has it too. That doesn't differentiate them. Okay, I need a 24 to 70 2.8. Nikon has that, and all the other brands have it too. And I need a 70 to 200 2.8 with image stabilization in the lens also, even if it's in the camera, because most of the time they marry. So those are the 3 zooms. If I were to wake up tomorrow and I'm, boom, magically back in the land of doing weddings. I'm not, okay, but if I was. So that's the 3 zooms. The 3 primes, okay. I need a 24, I need a 50, and I need an 85. All as close to 1.4 or better that I can. If the brand actually makes a 1.2, I might be interested in that, but a 1.4 is more than enough. So Nikon, Canon, Sony all have the basic staple lenses for weddings. The Z8 would actually today replace my choice to buy the any of the Rs. So the Canon R5, which is a very appealing camera, the Sony R5, the A7R5, and the Nikon Z8. Those are on par with each other. They're all basically flagships -1. They're minus something, okay? So I would go with a pair of Z8s now over the D850. Because let's face it, a wedding is one and done. Who is going to reenact a wedding? So you need the camera that is a tool in your hand and not something you're fighting with. So the D800E was my tool of choice. I also had the D1X. I didn't own it. It was a D1X3. Mel owned it. So I had, when I was active in wedding photography, we had a group of 5 wedding photographers. We're all friends. We're all buddy. We're all very good. Some are still learning. Some are better than me, and some match me. Okay? So the little group is where a meeting of the minds happens. So I'm just going to pick on names here for a second. So let's say Sammy, Woody, Roy, Craig, and Simon. Okay? So we're good enough friends where on the weekends we might be at each other's houses. We might have dinner. We're really good buddies. So I'm having a wedding tomorrow. So any one of you can come. And we had the understanding, when you come to my wedding, I'm the photographer. Don't be passing around your business card. I'll give you some of mine, and you pass some of my business cards. Meanwhile, you shoot the wedding. The same with me. Now, don't mimic me. Try to get a different angle. So I've had weddings where only one photographer showed up beside me. I've had where they've all showed up, and I show up at their weddings. That's where I was able to do my experimentation. I was able to help. So many times there was another one, John. All right. And I would say, okay, John, I'm going to get some candidates here. Handle the posing of the bride and the groom and all that kind of stuff up at the altar. Or I would tell Mel, handle the posing pictures. And they would just step right in and handle it. Okay? And another one of my buddies would be in there, and they'd be taking the same pictures. Okay? And I'd be floating around. Or it would be the reverse. I would actually take over, pose the bride, pose the groom. Then you get the mother and father of the bride, the groom, the mother and father. It goes on and on. So I would do that. Meanwhile, I could have 2 to 4 additional photographers getting all kinds of fantastic pictures. And we just share the pictures. Okay? They get credit. Okay? So on the website, I will say assisted by John Doe 1, John Doe 2, John Doe 3. Okay? But we each never stepped on the toes of the lead photographer, the guy getting the money. That was the boss. Okay? And we did not exchange any money. You showed up because you're my friend. If you're not my friend, don't be coming to my weddings. I don't want another photographer there. Okay? But my friends knew what to do. I knew what to do. And that gave us a bulletproof system. You had built-in backups. 1 to 4 additional photographers. Let's say my camera went down. I'd say, John, the camera's down. I need to go change it. Take over. And he would step right in because he takes weddings. Or I would say, Mel, the camera is giving me I need to go change it. No problem, Peter. Boom. He's right there doing what he knows. So if the bride and the groom are doing their first dance, any one of the 5 of us knows what cotton picking pictures to get. All right? So that was a dream setup. And that went on for like 6-7 years. I wish I had that a lot sooner. So yeah, the Z8 would be my weapon of choice. And you know what? It would fit perfectly right here also. It would fit perfectly if I came to your house for dinner. Or if I went to somebody that was having a grandchild have a birthday. The Z8 is perfect. Okay? So the Z8 has moved into my top slot. And what's the feature that brought it there? Can you tell me what the feature is that brought it to the top slot? The feature that brought it to the top slot is not that it does everything just like the Z9. And it's not like the Z9 does everything or very similar to the Canon R5 and the Sony R5. Okay? It's that the Nikon has something the other two do not have. Okay? It's got 3 levels of skin control. Skin control, if you've got people photography, is is monumental. If you're taking pictures of lions, you're not going to turn on the skin control. You want the hair on the body or the birds, if you're doing birding or any kind of animal. If you're a pawtographer for animals and you're a professional dog and cat, a pawtographer, okay, you would actually not use the skin softening. In that case, you don't need the Z8. But I'm not a pawtographer. Most of the times, I'm relating with a human somehow, some way. And I don't want everything dulled down. I don't want to screw on a black mist filter. Okay, I want the camera to isolate the skin and make it look natural, but much better. Right in the camera. In RAW, in JPEG, in video, in everything. Guess what camera does that? Go ahead. I'll give you 3 guesses. I'll give you 3. And the first 2 don't count. No, the first 2 don't count. Honestly. It's the Z8. That is the feature that's a deal maker for me. Now, you take someone like Woody. He's looking at another point. He's a photographer, but he's out doing birds and doing wildlife. But he does have grandkids. And when that beautiful granddaughter comes up and says, Woody, oh, Grandpa, she's not going to say Woody, can you take pictures of me for my class? What do they call it? The senior classes? And Woody's going to go, oh, I would love to. Okay, that's the joy of being a grandfather. All right, so let's get back to you guys. I've been doing a little chit-chatting here. The sound is good. Craig says, I love the tie. Roy says the sound is very good. Well, this is my best mic. So if we're not good here, boy, do we got problems, okay? And Craig is liking the tie. I thought Craig was liking the tie. Craig, do you like my tie, Craig? Do you really? How do I know? How would I know that you like the tie? He put it in writing. He put it in writing. Okay. So he loves the tie. And Craig said that he hears hissing. This is as good as I can get. I don't think I can actually turn that one fan off, but I'm not going to overheat. Okay. I did turn the air conditioner off. I turned the main room fan off. The only thing that actually makes a little noise is this guy. And I can actually slow him down. So he's barely moving. Okay, so whatever motor is in there, it is not at all making any noise. So the room is now dead silent except for my silent fan. Okay, air conditioner is off, and I'm not overheating because it blows on me. It's an oscillating, and then I have it blowing right across all the cameras. Randy taught me to do that. Randy, with over 600 videos, okay? So, he's Roy. Roy is doing right. Don't give up your day job, all right, buddy. Now, Roy has a really good sense of humor. So he says, "I'm glad the tie doesn't have Z8 on it. I'm Z9 oversaturated." Well, that's the whatchamacallit. Don't double click, Roy, when you go to do your whatchamacallit on your Jigma thing, okay? The mouse when you type, okay? Don't double click on it, okay? It's got a 10-second delay on purpose to keep Hot Girl 69 and all those other porn sites from just coming in and flooding, okay? So that's done on purpose. So happy birthday, Sly, and happy Mother's Day as well. Okay, now, you've got it going. You've got it going. So, yes, that is Sly's birthday, and we all love Sly. I love Sly. You love Sly. We all love Sly. Oh, that's ice cream. Okay. So here is my buddy Norm. Norm says, Merry Christmas, Peter. Oh, wait, that's not his nationality. Merry Christmas, Peter. No, that's not his nationality anyway. Norm is like, hey, it's Merry Christmas, Peter. Hey, that's Norm. Okay. Merry Christmas, Peter. Good evening. Groceries. Oh, Greg's around the world. I have no interest in the Z8 or the Z9 for that matter. But it might be a great opportunity for all those people that want to get, and they got buyers, they get an itch in their butt. but it's actually in their wallet. And I want to sell the D850 and get me a Z8. Yep. You could buy a nice D850. Ooh, that's before the Z8. The D850 would have been one of my top choices if I was dropping this body into wedding photography. So you say to yourself, Peter, why don't you? Because a couple of reasons. I don't even hardly drive anymore. I'm going to be 70. Yeah, I'm young. I'm young at heart. Guess what? Guess what, guys? This morning, I was 148 pounds. From a starting point of 205, I'm wearing a pair of 36 pants, and you know what? I could stick my hand down my pants. Don't get nasty. Meaning, I could probably fit into a size 34. At my age? Oh my God. Thank you, Jesus. And I'm saying that really because I've actually changed the way I'm eating a little bit. Okay? I like the full feeling that you get before you eat. And then you get like Randy, you eat and you're stuffed and you want to go in your Barker Lounger or your Lazy Boy that leans back and your feet go up. And either your grandkids pile on your lap or your dogs and cats pile on you and you fall asleep, okay? So that full feeling is amazing. And I've realized I'm missing that. I really am. So what I do is, if I can help it, I don't starve at any point. No starving. I don't do any portion control on the eating regimen that I do. No portion control means I'm not counting calories. I'm not counting what I've had of this or I've had of that. I will eat until I'm satisfied. Okay? However, there is one rule. I'm not to go over 20 carbohydrates in a day. All right? So if I can manage just to have coffee and put a little butter or heavy cream in the coffee and some fake sugar, which now I'm over at monk fruit that I'm enjoying, and I could do at 6 o'clock, I will eat a meal. Anything I want. Okay, within the 20 carbs. Okay, I'm not going to have a quarter pounder with cheese, a chocolate shake, and a supersized French fries. No, that is crap food. That is not good for my body. That's the reason I went on this diet. Okay, so I will have a steak, and I will have asparagus with it, which is something I would not have had before. But now, because I'm still losing weight nicely, I am adding a little bit of veggies, not much, because I'm in the belief system that vegetables are not good for you. Okay, so that's one side. Then you've got the other side where they only do vegetables, because vegetables is the best food for you possible. I'm not in that camp. I think vegetables are actually bad for you, but they are kind of like a treat. So I will have asparagus. I will force myself to have broccoli. Yuck. Okay? Or I'll have the Greek-style white beans. Okay? Not the black beans. That's the Latin style. All right? And I'm still dropping. All right? Now, come 9, 10 o'clock at night, how many times have we been told, don't eat late? It goes right to your belly. If I'm hungry at 9, 10 o'clock at night, guess what? I'm going to make myself my breakfast smoothie that I'm not having for breakfast anymore. And I'm going to load it up exactly the way I want. Heavy cream. That sucker is good. And the base is water. So instead of a short glass, I use a really, really, really tall glass. And by the time I drink that, I am so full that it should be a sin. Okay? And then I found Reese's Peanut Butter Cups that have 2 carbs. Do they taste okay? They taste okay. Okay. But somebody that hasn't had candy in over a year now, okay, they taste good. Are you kidding me? They taste wonderful. So I'll have one of those at midnight. I'll talk to Randy, and Randy will start munching and eating something. Or I'll talk to Sly on the phone, and I'm going to have some ice cream. And I'm going like, well, what am I? Chopped chicken liver? So I'll go get me my it's actually the Slim Fast Peanut Butter Cup. It's got 2 either 2 or 4 carbs. And guess what? The next morning, I'm down another half a pound. Where if I was eating like you and I did that, I'd be up 2 pounds tomorrow morning. You know why? You're not restricting your body to one lane in the highway. You're driving all over the highway. Lots of sugar, lots of carbohydrates, lots of proteins, lots of donuts and steak, baked potato and chicken. That it's clobbering the body, and you don't lose weight. You're not 18. You're not Sammy. Sammy's 18. He can pretty much eat what he wants, and he's going to look gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just telling you that so you could kind of be happy. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. Take my personal point of view. Get an ugly girl to marry you. Ha ha! I changed the words. All right, so that's Roy. Roy says, I don't have enough. You never have enough Nikon lenses. You always want more. It's called gas. So after I eat, I get gas. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Royce, he got another. The best aspect of the Z8 is that it's made the Z9 $1,500 cheaper. I might get another one. Okay, now that's a point that people, and I agree with you. Let's start off with that. Okay, good guy. I'm patting you on the back. That's a good comment. Okay, however, if you're choosing between a $4,000 camera and a $5,400 camera, that isn't your problem. Okay, when I have money coming in from photography, for whether it's baby shoots that I'm doing or high school seniors as a seasonal thing right now, May and June, high school seniors, I was booked to the teeth. Okay, and I don't book them like the one that's got the contract at the school that the kids have to go to. I'm completely voluntary, and I had a following, and they wanted me to book the high school senior photography. Okay, so at that point, if I have a Z9 or it's a Z8, it's not based on my wallet. It's based on what do I want. What do I want? Okay, and I'm not being as egotistical or snotty sounding as I just thought I sounded. I'm saying when a business makes a purchase, because you got income, okay, the tool is the cheapest part of what you're about to purchase, all right? Now, if you're retired, semi-retired, then the $1,500 makes a big difference. Then what Roy said is not 100% right, it's 1,000% right. People can afford the $4,000 camera, where they would squirm in their seat to buy a $5,400 camera. And at that age, I don't think they want the heavier camera. Honest to God, unless you're 25 and retired. Okay? If you're 25 and retired, God bless you. Okay? So, Roy making a good point. And here's my favorite cheese, Halvi, or Hal. I'm sorry, I saw Hal videos, and I saw Halvi. Halvarti cheese is a delicious cheese. So I just turned you into a cheese, and now, bing, I just turned you back into a Hal. Hal, you look so good. And not only that, he's just right up the road. I could be at his house, what, in an hour and 10 minutes? So how you doing, Hal? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hal, I love you. I love everybody that's in here. Thank you for being with me here tonight. Okay, and here's Carlos. Did you see his latest video? He's buying stuff. He's buying stuff so he can actually go and be completely mobile. And he was telling. Carlos is saying hi. Wish he could stick around. So remember, where he is 3-hour difference. So he probably has clients up until 7 or 8 in the evening. He's a psychiatrist, okay, psychologist or a therapist. So if you don't have your brain together, okay, you pick up the phone and call Ghostbusters. And if they don't answer the phone, then you call Carlos, Motivated Minds, okay? So that is my buddy came in to say hello. Another buddy. Is there a doctor in the house? My favorite doctor in the house. Hello to everybody. Happy Mother's Day. Z8 disappoints. See? You see how you can have a contrary point of view? Now, I personally think that Charles does that on purpose. That's my own opinion. But let's say the man really is disappointed. It doesn't make sense because it does the same thing the R5 and the R5 on the Sony and the Canon and the Z8. Very little difference between them. So the only reason that it would be disappointing is if, let's say, Charles happened to be a Fuji fan. I'm just picking something out of the thin air. And Charles happens to be a Fuji fan, so he's not going to miss the opportunity to get in there and kick you in the nuts if you're a Nikon fan. It's part of the game. It's part of having fun with the cameras. He doesn't mean to hurt you. It's kind of like football. I like the Dolphins, you like the Jets. Well, the Dolphins are better than the Jets. They're better than the Dallas Cowboys, even if the Dolphins suck. They're better than your team. That's part of sports. We go rah, rah, rah over our team. And I think Charles got a little bit of that going on in between his ears. Okay? So, Hal is going hello from Fort Lauderdale. Did I? Oh, Fort Lauderdale. More people will know where Fort Lauderdale is than they will know where Pompano Beach is. But Pompano Beach is big time. Craig says, does King Charles know you have his royal chair? I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that. This is the royal tie. So if this is a royal chair, then my royal butt is sitting in the royal chair. Okay? It was fun watching that stuff, but I watch it from camera angles point of view, what they're showing, I felt a little bit of sorriness in my heart when I watched Harry, which is King Charles's son. Sly taught me every king has to have two things immediately. An heir and a spare, okay? So Prince William is the heir, and Prince Harry is the spare. So he doesn't get the limelight as if he was super important. So you ever hear the term, oh, get out of town? Well, he did, okay? He up and left, okay? But he did something else that was not very nice at all, okay? And that is what goes on inside of a family, like our family here, okay? You don't go on national TV and write a book on all the royal secrets. That's only because you're looking for money, because you're not getting paid. In the meantime, you are actually betraying the trust. So when he went over there, he was ostracized. Not because they don't love him, but you don't know. If you say something to him, you're going to see it in his next book. You're going to see it in his next interview. And that isn't the way a family works. So I did feel sorry for him, but he deserved it. He really deserved it. Now, if he kept his mouth shut and honored the family code of what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, that kind of a code, then I would feel a lot more sorry for him. Then they're being mean. But when you fly into town, I'm looking for a piece of paper, and I don't have one, and you have a list of apologies you want made to you, and you just wrote a book that just came out 2 weeks ago, and it tells all the secrets of the king and his brother and so on and so forth. You know what? I love you, but I really can't get near you. You're a little bit too dangerous right at the moment, okay? And that's what happened to him. So, yeah, I kind of borrowed the royal chair there, Craig. I can tell you one thing. This chair is not comfortable. It is freaking not comfortable, okay? I can tell you that from first butt experience, okay? But nothing I can do, and I'm grateful. So EA is here. Hello from Texas. How you doing, EA? I can't get close enough to the screen. I'm looking at a big screen, EA. Yeah, I'm looking at a big screen, okay? It's a 65-inch screen, and I can't see the avatar too well. It kind of looks like from here, it looks like R2-D2. It kind of looks like. Don't laugh. Don't make fun of me, guys. That's as clear as I could see it, okay? Yes, I have my glasses on. I can prove it to you. Just look at your monitor. All right? So, thank you for being here. Thank you for saying hello. I love it when people will lurk and then get the balls to step up to the plate and say hi. So, hi. You want to tell me your name? I'd be glad to call you your name. Jerry, Tim, Tom, Rick, whatever. And here's Tiny. Beautiful. So I'm sure Timeless Truths is telling you the truth. He's talking about me. So if you didn't get it, he's seeing me and saying, oh, you look beautiful tonight. How nice you look on every camera. You look beautiful. You're like a creme brulee. You're like a Tillamook ice cream. You're like a Snickers candy bar. You're like a Bud Light. Nope. No. I don't like it when a product comes with a label implying something. I want the beer to be a beer. I don't want a queer in my beer, okay? And I'm not against any of the gay people. I want the beer to stand for a beer. I don't want it to stand for something else. I want my Snickers bar to stand for delicious chocolate candy bar. That's what I want. I want my Tillamook ice cream or Haagen-Dazs. I want it to stand for, oh my God, this is better than sex. This ice cream is so good. Now, that beer, when you order it, hey, bartender, I'll have a Bud Light. There's 40 faces that turn their heads to you. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. One of the most profitable, prosperous beer companies. What the hell got into their brain? Okay, I wouldn't even do it on my small channel here. Okay? It's just crazy. And you know what? Their value is down over $12 billion on their stock. Not million, but billion with a B. That's what happens when you do something blatantly stupid. So, are we going to get together with the guys? We're going to go to the bar, which I don't go. And we're going to order a beer, which I don't drink. Okay? Not because I'm prude religious. I don't like beer. It tastes like soap. It even gives you suds on the top. But some of my best friends, you don't have a beer. They don't have a beer in their hand. They're not a happy camper. So I respect them for that. Okay? Me, if I don't have a chocolate milkshake, a peach milkshake, what's the one with a mixture of coffee and chocolate? That in my hand, I'm not a happy camper. Okay, so, you know, your friends always trying to push you to be what they are. Peter, come on, have a beer. Okay, and I'll just hold the damn beer for the rest of the night. Okay? I don't like it. You can't crucify me because I don't like beer. But that doesn't mean I can't think. Now, I've never looked at anybody and looked at the beer brand that they're holding. Unless it was a really cool looking bottle, okay? And thought anything of it. Now, you do. That is their mistake. Okay, so Ia said hello. Timeless Truce was calling me beautiful. You're not so bad looking yourself, Timeless Truce. You're pretty good. Roy says, I love antique furniture, even though I know it will outlast me. A Minion shirt. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it means something, and I'm sure it's something either sarcastic or funny, because coming from Roy, that's what he does. What does Roy do? That's what Roy does. What does Roy do? Either he's sarcastic or he's funny. So when he said a Minion shirt, and I don't know what it is, I have two choices, sarcastic or funny. Either one's fine, because we're at the boys playing cards tonight. Okay, so Mr. Camera Junkie, he's not up as far as Pompano Beach. He's a lot closer to me. I call it Fort Lauderdale. Okay, so hi Lewis, love you Lewis. Hi Aiden, how you doing, big boy? I hope you're having a good time right now, Aiden, and behaving and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. Oh, I'm seeing myself. I think I'm getting excited. I'm getting louder. So I think I see the volume tipping into the red. No, it's not doing it anymore. Oh, I clapped my hands. Nope, didn't do it. I did see red. I promise. I saw red. Randy, what are you doing up, big guy? Sorry I'm late. I've been car vlogging. Oh, I thought you went to sleep. Between the A6100 and the E10 battle. Hello, everybody. So if you want to see the battle between the A6100 Sony and the ZV E10 Sony, that's what he's filming right now. Randy is hot. He's got a new car. God bless his mother. She gave him the car when she left to go to heaven. She left him his car, and the timing was very good because his VW died. I mean, he had that car for what, 88 years, Randy? So now he's got a nice white car, so pretty, so quiet, so nice. So I'm about to get a lesson in ties now, coming from, well, he's old enough to do it, okay? Tie knots, a full Windsor or half Windsor, no double Windsor that I know of. Named after the Duke of Windsor, circa 1920. I thought he was going to tell me how many times I had to... You guys, when you tie your tie, you bring it around, right? You come around, and you come around the front. Then you bring it up inside and come over, and that's the way I tie the tie. And then I pull it forward and drop it down. Now, if you do that twice, once on the normal side, and then go back around and do it again, then go around and drop it down that front hole, okay? I'm calling that a double something, okay? So it's a double knot. I'm sure one of you guys know exactly what I did. I just don't know the proper terminology. So Roy says the Z8 looks really good, even without GPS. Pity. What are you pitying? The battery grip. No, I don't pity the battery grip at all. I am serious now for 1 second, okay? The battery grip on the Z8 is better than any battery grip I have ever seen. And the reason for that, it's the only battery grip that I know of. While the camera's operating, you can change one battery and the camera will stay hot. Okay? You can hot swap your batteries. You cannot do that on the R5 from Sony. You cannot do that on the R5 from Canon. You cannot do that on the R3 from Canon. You cannot do that on the A1 from Sony. You cannot do that on the Z9 from Nikon. Then where can you possibly hot swap a battery? Oh, the Z8. And guess what else? They didn't stop there. They gave you 2 USB-C ports. You can actually get a battery brick, okay, a USB battery block, and plug it into one of the USB for power, okay? If you don't have a battery grip, you could power it with an external battery and use the other USB-C at the same time. So it's got 2 USB-C ports. So Roy, you and I don't agree on that, okay? And I respect what you're thinking. If you think it's pity on the battery grip and you buy one, send it to me, my buddy, my pal, okay? I'll take the battery grip. That it is the most amazing battery grip. Okay, here's Jim Monday. This show is brought to you by a grant from Jim Monday. Okay, so, but you heard that earlier in the week. But he sent me a Amazon gift card. And thank you for doing that. And you guys that do it also, I will mark the shows at the beginning that this show is made possible by a grant from Roy Bixby, or a grant from Charles Richard, or a grant from Norm. Okay, whoever it is, you'll get your term up at bat. That I love that PBS. This show is brought to you by a grant from Anheuser-Busch. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, so love you, Jim. Thank you for being here. All right, we crossed the 11 o'clock hour. Love that 24 to 70 lens. Charles says the Nikon Z8, no open gate. That rhymes. The Nikon Z8, no open gate. Okay, so yep, you're right. Doesn't have open gate. What do you want from me? Okay, do you live by open gates? Guess what? Don't buy one. Honestly. But I would say not 9 out of 10, but 99 out of 100. Don't give a crap if it has an open gate or not. So from a marketing point of view, that would be something I would drop, okay? Before I would drop, let's say, a dual card slot. So let's say we need to bring the price down. Oh, let's make it a single card slot. They want the dual card slot. We could go to Z9. So if they're going to pay $1,500 less, we're going to give them only a single card slot. Well, that's not what they chose. You got even better than the Z9 on the card slots. Okay. Now, you don't have open gate. All the people that care can raise their hands. You'll see one hand for sure is Charles. But you know what? Charles wouldn't buy the Nikon anyway. Charles, you need to get the GFX 100S. I want to see them come out with the GFX 150S Mark III. That's what I want to see. Because the GFX 50S Mark II has contrast detection focus. How stupid is that? Okay? They need to put the phase detection that they put in the 100S, in the 50S, and you know what? It becomes a competitor to the Z8, actually, because on the 100S, the Fuji actually became competitive in the video file, and you know, medium format on a picture. Oh my God, how gorgeous is that going to be? So they're sleeping over there. They need to wake up, and the 50S Mark III is what needs to come out, like right away. Okay. Woody says that my Nikon D500 has a clarity slider. It's like 6 years old. So the ZFC has a clarity slider. The D500 has a clarity slider. The Z6 has a clarity slider. But you know what you don't got? And you know what this guy don't got over here? And you know what the Z9 don't got? It doesn't have the ability to isolate your skin and change the colors of your skin. You want the skin to look a little more tanned. You want it to look a little brighter. It can isolate the skin and give you choices just on that skin. Z9 have that? No. The R5 have that? No. Does the Sony R5, the A7 R5, does it have it? No. Does the Z8 have that? By golly, Miss Molly, don't tell Mabel, but it does. Okay? So, but Woody says, as you know, and this is very important, video means nothing to him. Okay? He is very much a photographer. Photographer takes, okay? So, Charles is talking about negative things on the Z8, saying it's a good photography camera. Ordinary says, you're too kind, Peter. I'm just 2 subs away from 40. Just 2 people? Oh, my God. Charles, go over there and subscribe to Ordinary Filmmaker. Sly, go over. He just needs 2. Can we give him the 2? Okay, all the people we have in here. Go to my buddy, Ordinary Filmmaker. He's 2 away from 40,000. Go sub, okay? And he'll cross the 40,000, and it's us that did it. And it's something we could brag about for the rest of our lives. We could say Peter, Greg, and family got Simon over the 40,000. He's just 2 subscribers short. How is that possible? Okay. Up. And Simon is saying exactly. All the people that are out there that are doing halfway videos on the Z8, the sales will show the success. I got a feeling that the Z8, even though they prepared for it, is going to be probably their hottest seller. Okay. Charles says the USB is limited to 4K. Randy is talking tomorrow to Simon. Charles says the Z8 has no anamorphic support. Hey, Charles, wait a minute. I got to stop you in your track. What are you doing? Why so many negative things on the Z8, Charles? That's not like you. Do you have a problem tonight? Do we need to give you a beer? I got a Bud Light. Okay. You don't need to do that, Charles. Seriously. What if there's people here that love it? This is not a show knocking it. All right. So balance. This camera has anamorphic, but the Z8 doesn't have anamorphic, but it has that. but you're sounding sour grapes. And if I put them all up in a row, you'll see what you sound like. And the reason I'm saying something is because you're not like that. You're not like that at all. I've talked to you on the phone. You're sweet. You're kind. You're considerate. You're giving. You're very giving of yourself. So you got up on the wrong side of the bed with the Z8. Okay, so I suggest that you kind of balance it out or make a video. That actually you have a channel. Why I hate the Z8. You know what? You could get 1,000 people watching it. Okay, that's where you do that. Okay, but if you do that here, people that have never met you before, they're not going to know how sweet and nice you are. They're going to just see me putting up everything negative on the Z8. But that isn't you. That's not the you I want to represent. Okay, so let's get going here because we're coming. Sly's going to go live. So, okay, let's go. Sly is thanking everybody for the birthday wishes. I hope they keep coming every year. You know, that's a good thing. When it comes my birthday in October and somebody says, "Happy birthday, Peter," I'm going to say, "Yeah, I hope you say that to me again next year." I like that, Sly. I'm going to have to work that into the birthday song. Okay, so Randy's saying, "Happy birthday, Sly, and happy Mother's Day, too." Happy birthday, dear Sly. Happy Mother's Day, dear Sly. Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, dear Sly. We all really do love you. Here's to next year. I worked it in. It wasn't the best, but I am on the singing mic. Okay, so Timeless says, "Great news, Peter. Here's my buddy Kyle. Sorry I'm late. He was sleeping all day, and now he's up and he's here. You know why? Because Kyle loves me. That's why he's here. And Charles loves me. That's why he's here. And the rest of you guys, I hope you like me a little bit, okay? So that is what we've got going on. And Subculture goes, go Dolphins, go Dolphins. Okay, so Charles says, didn't God create? Well, wait, how come it's not going up? Come on, Ecamm, you know how to do that. You know. There we go. Question, didn't God create man and told him to eat out of every tree before man sinned and death was brought into the world? If so, fruits and vegetables, according to God, is good for the humans. That's your interpretation. I got a different one. That is, God put all these animals in front of Peter, okay, and said, don't you call something unclean that I have made clean. Now what are we going to do? In the Old Testament, fruits and vegetables. As a matter of fact, who was that? Nebuchadnezzar. And Daniel went and he said, I don't want to eat the king's rich food. We're going to eat vegetables. And you're going to see we're in better shape. So that's another one for the vegans. The Bible says that the boys that ate the veggies, the vegetarian, they were in better shape than the king and his men that were eating the rich food. Okay? That's two. All right? How about the Eucharist? You're eating the body and the blood of Jesus. Meat, meat, meat. Okay? So you can swing that either way. It's a really good argument. Okay. I agree with you, Peter, but at 5,000, it should have everything. Well, that's true, but I'm not really talking about the 5,000. I'm talking about the $4,000 one. Okay? And that's $100 or $200 away from the R5 twins over there. Sony and Canon. Okay, so now we've got Charles. He's singing happy birthday to Sly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Sly, she hasn't said she's not going live. I know she was home yesterday, so I'm assuming if all goes well and the bridge isn't up, that Sly will be going on in 15 minutes. So we're going to end the show now because we've come and Charles is the last guy. The sweetest guy in the room is the last guy in the room. And we're all going to march on over and say hi to Sly. And she had a birthday outing yesterday, but because they're having bad storms, Randy, you having bad storms too? Okay. She had to cancel her birthday kayaking trip because she loves to kayak. And she did buy that wax, and she's spraying the wax. Okay, it's in the description. You guys got to get the wax. I'm not making a nickel. So it's just that good. Don't spray it on your face, okay? I spray it on my mirrors. I spray it on my my wood furniture. I spray it on the LCD screens. I spray it on the camera, but not on the lens. I don't have the balls to spray it on the lens yet, okay? So if you haven't bought that, let me give a star here to Charles. Charles, you've been starred. I got a star on your name. Okay, guys, I love you so much. I pray for each of you every single day, bar none, unless I just sleep the whole 24 hours, which hasn't really happened. And Randy says, good night, everybody, and have a wonderful week. And to add to Randy, we'll see you over at Sly's show in just a few minutes. And Woody says, nice hair. I did that this afternoon at 4 o'clock, which is very dumb. You should give your hair a couple of days. But I cut my own hair. I use something called the Flowbee. Yes, you can make fun of me. You guys that are watching this in the aftermath, you can make fun of me. Timmy, how you doing, big guy? We're going over to Sly now, but you came in just in time. I love you, Tim. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys. You guys that just come in and say hello, even if I got 4 people in here, you guys make me happy. Each one of you have a special personality, and that's why when I said that to Charles, I wasn't picking on him. He's my friend. I can call him if I want, and he'll drop everything to say hello. Okay? So I don't want him to look bad to the people like Timmy and other people that don't know him, because Charles is awesome. You have a question? You could go to Charles's live stream and ask it, and you know what you're going to get? You're going to get an answer. That's how Charles works. All right, guys. Love you. See you over at Sly's. Tim says, can I ask for Sly's information? All right, so let's go up and find her. And I did see her name. All right, so here's Sly. So, Sly reader, Sly reader, Sly reader, there she is. Sly reader, I'm saying this so you can remember. Timmy, it's Sly reader. So just do a search for Sly reader. You'll see that avatar, and you'll see that if she's going live, okay, then you will be happy, I will be happy, we'll all be happy, and we'll have ice cream. Most of that is true. I'm not having ice cream. Okay? But I will have a Reese's peanut butter cup from Slim Fast. I'll have a piece of candy. I want a piece of candy. I'm telling you, I want a piece of candy. That's what a good quality lens does on a low-level camera. It comes and makes the camera come alive. Alive and well. All right, guys. Love you. See you in... let's make that 13 minutes, okay? 13 minutes? It's a date? I haven't had a date with a guy in a long time, okay? I bet you say that to all the boys. See you over there. Bye.